Welcome to EPS Revive. My name is Jill. Yes. Welcome back to those who have visited before and those who are new. Thank you for joining me. We're going to continue our talk on our emotions. Let me first say I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, neither am I a psychiatrist. I'm just speaking from experience and what I've went through and what I've learned, what I've read. So now let's get into it. Dealing with our emotions as sisters, as women, how can I go through these stages of grief? There are 5 stages of grief. We have denial, we have anger, we have acceptance, we have bargaining, and we have, what is the other one? Help me. Mm, Depression, the last stage. Yes. Anger, denial, bargaining, acceptance, depression. We go through all these different stages. In as much as we go through them, we go through them differently as individuals because we deal with anger differently, we deal with acceptance differently, we deal with bargaining differently. So as you go through the anger stage, you might say if it's a case of a marriage being dissolved, oh she, they don't mean it, they're not serious. Or a child, oh he's just in his teens and he's just being rebellious. We find different things to make ourselves feel good when we are going through this stage. When we are going through the stage of acceptance, we know, okay, now that I accept it, I know what it is, I can deal with it. With bargaining, we are vulnerable, we feel helpless. If only I did this in my marriage, if only I had spent more time, if only I had done that. If with a child, a relationship with a child, you'd be saying, where did I go wrong? What did I do with this child that I did not do with the other children? If it's with your job, you say, but I was a very good worker. I worked as many overtime that I have gotten. I've done everything I've done on the job. But you know what? It's their loss. That's another stage of anger. It's their loss. Or depression. Oh, I didn't like them anyway. He wasn't a good boss. So we go through different stages in different way. There's no one set way where everyone react the same. And we go through the steps differently. Some people might start off with depression first. Some may start bargaining first. Some may start being acceptance of what it is first. We go through our stages of grief differently and at different stage, different time. But as you go through these stages, let us reach out and help, even if it's just to listen. Sometimes we don't need to talk, just to listen to the person and what they are going through, how they're feeling, to hear, able to empathize and sympathize genuinely with the person as you go through the stages of grief. As I say, whether it's a loss of a spouse to a divorce, a rebellious child who may be on drugs, a child, maybe a daughter who got pregnant out of wedlock, maybe a spouse who's gone gambling or on pornography, and you're feeling the loss of that relationship with that spouse, that child, the loss for job that you've been there for the past 15 years. You gave everything, yet you were the first person to be let go from the job. So we go through grief, and the grief at times it's unbearable. We can't deal with it, we can't handle it. So as sisters, we are there. I would like us to be there for each other. Stop suffering by yourself. Women, let's come together and help each other, listen to each other, empathize and sympathize with each other. In our church, in my church, we have a group through the women's ministry that is called the Love Circle. Yes, we have a love circle. You can be a part of the love circle. If you want to know how to be a part of the love circle, leave a comment in the comment box and I'll reach out to you, or email me and I'll reach out to you, say you can be a part of the love circle at my church. There are other organizations, if you want to know, in my area where I live, I can um, help you to get in contact with maybe a person that would help you through these stages of grief, or whatever you're going to, an organization, because this is the purpose for EPSI Revive. Not just to share my testimony, but to bring us together as women. that we can take our mask off. We can feel free. We can be in a place where we are not feel judged. We can be in a place where we don't have to feel ashamed. We're in a place where we can feel free to share. Where we know that, okay, the people who are here, we all been through something. We all may not been through a divorce, but we all have been through grief, and we can share freely with each other to empower each other, to uplift each other. That's Epsi Revive's purpose, sisters. That's Epsi Revive purpose, my friends, my sisters, ladies of laughter. That's what we should be. Get out of our depression, be ladies of laughter. As we come together, we're gonna laugh more. We're gonna play more. Because you know what? We got caught up in everyday life that we forget how to play. We forget how to have fun. We forget how to spend time with ourselves. Like going on the beach, feeling the cold water on our feet, the sand through our toes, going for a walk by ourselves on the trail, maybe going for a bicycle ride, maybe running, whatever it is, to release some of the stress and the frustration. We forget about taking care of ourselves. We are busy taking care of everyone else and everything else, and sometimes we feel not appreciative of what we have done. Yet we keep doing and we keep doing and we forget ourselves. We lose ourselves in our jobs. We forget about how important it is to spend time with ourselves. We get lost in our career. We get occupied with the children and forget about our spouses. We get caught up in different things of life. We get caught up in them and we become our jobs. We become the person's spouse. We become the kid's mother who take them to the soccer game and to this recital and that recital. But who am I? Who really am I? So when these things are taken away from us, when our marriages fail, when our children all grow up and leave the house, when we get fired from the job, who am I really? I'm nothing because I was caught up in what I do and not who I am. So let's get back to the stage to find out who am I, who I really am, and whose I am. Recognize our purpose and why we are here. So join me, sisters, in reinventing ourselves, reviving, being revived again emotionally, physically, spiritually, and intellectually revived as we go through the stages of our grief, as we help each other through the stages of grief, that we can be who we are, that we can become who we are meant to be. So as we go through today, as we go through the rest of the week, let us think about where we are in our stages of grief and hold on to the promise that grief, it doesn't last for a lifetime. It's only for a while. As the saying goes, the grieving endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Yes, there is joy. There will be joy. There's a the light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you again for joining me today. And as you think about the stages of grief where you are, and as you try to recover, as you hold on to recovery, join me. Comment in the comment section and let us talk. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, ring the notification bell that you also get so that you will get the uploads, so that we can come together as sisters of laughter, that we can laugh again, that we can have fun again. We can play again. That little girl in us that can be revived, that we can experience the joy and the happiness of living, not from our spouse, not through our spouse, not through our child, not through our jobs, but through a new experience of who God has called us to be. Thank you for joining me on this next episode of Epsi Revive. Okay, welcome to Epsi Revive Kitchen. Today, we are going to make a macaroni and cheese. Yes, we are going to use the cheese that we made in the last episode. We made a imitation cheese from potato. Yes, imitation cheese, you heard me right. We made it from potato. So today we're going to use that now to make a macaroni and cheese. Here I have 4 cups of potato, 4 cups of macaroni already cooked. So I'm going to have 4 cups of macaroni. I'm going to add it into my dish here. 4 cups of cooked macaroni they are prepared. I have the herbal macaroni. You can use whichever you want. So 4 cups of cooked macaroni. This is 2 cups of the imitation potato cheese. So like you make any other cheese, with any other cheese, you add it to the pasta. Okay. So this is 2 cups of the imitation potato cheese that's here. Oops. Okay, 2 cups of the potato cheese. See what it looks like. 4 cups of cooked macaroni. 2 cups of the potato cheese. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to put it in the dish already greased. Already greased dish. Okay, this is what it looks like in the dish, already prepared. So I'm going to show you one that is already cooked. I have one in the oven. I'm going to show that one is already cooked. Okay, as you can see, let me show you. As you can see, let me move these things out of the way. It's hot. This is what it looks like. Let me get that closer that you can see. Yes. So this is the macaroni and cheese pie. Cheese substitute, the potato cheese substitute that we made last episode. I used that to make this macaroni and cheese pie that we have here. Yeah, it's hot. Just take it out of the oven. So thank you for joining me again. And I pray that you try these recipes that I've shared with you and make a comment. Leave a comment and let me know what it's like. Don't be afraid, try it. If there's something you would like me to add, something you would like me to take out, whatever tweeting you think can be done, you can share your recipe with me as well. And I'll do them on my show. You send me recipe as well, and I'll try them here. And I'll give you a shout out, okay? Sister Jean, Brother John, share this recipe with me, so I'm sharing it with you. So try the recipes, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. Thank you for joining me again. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you can get all uploads. God bless. Thank you for joining Epsi Revive.